Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade
Shade
and the
in the
City.
City.
I'm your girl, Treese.
It's Nels.
And today we are jumping into the fan favorite, of course. Well, I don't even know if that's y'all favorite no more, but y'all still be liking and stuff, so I appreciate it. But we are getting into 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way, Season 4, Episode 6. Love is one thing. Okay?
Is that
Now,
the name of it?
yeah, that's the title of the episode.
Okay.
So, yeah, if you have not already liked Shade Squad, please make sure you do so.
And subscribe.
And y'all, I don't want to waste no time because Nels know I got some things to say because I can't wait for next episode because somebody was over here. I'm sorry, let me point this way so when it turn around, somebody was over here riding for Debbie hard.
I still ride for Debbie. I didn't say I like her relationship. I said the dude looks psycho.
Debbie a damn fool. But anyway,
I still like Debbie. That's still my boo.
Debbie a damn fool.
We
But
ride or
anyway,
die. I ride or die for Debbie. That's my boo.
y'all, let's get into it and let's get shady. So we see Jen. She is joining a fitness class in India taught by her friend Deer. Now, she said that the day before it was very painful after learning Rishi has been lying to her and that his family is actually looking for a wife for him. So she wanted to get out, get into her body, take her mind off things. I get it, girl. I like to do the same things. I know what they was doing. If this is like a Indian taboo,
She said it was a fitness class. We're just gonna leave it at that.
we're gonna leave it there. We're gonna leave it. But I really want to know the name of it. Like, what's the
Maybe it's like, you know how they got mixed martial arts? Maybe it's like a mixed fitness.
okay, we're gonna go with mixed fitness. We learned that she met Deer last time she was in India and decided to join a fitness class. They started talking after the classes, and she said they quickly became friends. Deer is also excited to see her again, and she says that he's a great listener and has been a shoulder for her to cry on.
He actually seems like he is.
Yeah. So Jen is catching up with him, and he's like, "What's been going on?" And she talks to him about her doubts about Rishi, and she brings up that he didn't tell his family, and asks him, "Is that weird?" And so, he agrees that it is a little, that's not what we normally do. And, she goes on to tell him how he introduced her as a friend of the family and she learned about the wife search. So Rishi did admit to her that he had been lying because he didn't want her to be upset and didn't want to lose her. And she basically makes him promise that there'll be no more surprises and that he's going to be truthful with her. So Deer asks, "What are you really afraid of?" Because what I'm getting from you, and I really like Deer because instead of maybe giving his advice, he was asking her how she felt and then basing his advice off of that. So he tells her as a friend, counselor, and instructor, he feels she's been battling between her heart and her head. She admits that she is and questions if his family would honestly ever accept her. Deer tells her that all depends on Rishi. And basically, if he wants it, he will make it happen. You better listen. He says his mom may cry for a day or two, but eventually they'll side with him if they want him to be happy. And I said, is this not? It's really given. I get on nails for always calling her Jenny, but it's really giving Jenny right now. It really is. I almost feel like they hijacked their whole storyline. But
I mean, all we gotta do is call him Samit.
right. He tells he looked better than me. He tells production that he thinks that Rishi is making a fool of Jen, having her move from one place to another. He thinks the best way Rishi can prove his love is to tell the world and his family that they're engaged and getting married. Okay? I like Deer. Deer have you in the headlights. And Deer tells her marriage is about feeling secure. And right now, she seems very insecure.
Mm-hmm.
He tells her this is not a month or a year decision. Marriage is for a lifetime. I like me some Deer. And tells her she really needs to think about it.
And talk to him whether he's going to do this or not.
Right.
So Jen explains that after talking to her friend Dear, basically he done gassed her up and she ready to get in.
That's all you need is a good friend conversation. Be like, oh no, we gonna talk.
She ready to get in Rishi's ass right now. Okay, so Rishi stops by. He has a couple of kites in his hand.
I love how he always got something for them to do when he come over though.
Yeah, it was nice. It was pretty dope. Apparently it's a kite festival. Well, except for the time that he ain't come with no covers and no.
But he came with yoga mats.
Oh, that's what you're gonna use to wipe your ass.
You can wash it, rinse it out. No.
I don't think you're going to get a very good clean. So apparently it's the kite festival. And he asked her to go to the roof so they can fly them. Apparently it's to celebrate God waking up after being sleeping for a month. And this is something that is huge for Hindus.
Mm-hmm.
My little one was actually watching this with me while I was taking notes, and she was just questioning all types of things within this Indian culture. Every time it got to them, she's like, well, why do they do this? And how did they seriously?
That's actually really cute.
So he got his kite in the sky, and he's having a kite battle with a neighbor, and
they cut his kite.
So I'm confused as to how this happened.
They cut that kite off.
How the heck did he cut his kite with his kite?
I don't know. I don't
understand how this works, but apparently this is something that's normal. It happens. Sometimes you get
and they see it as fun and games.
You have kite battles. You can literally hear the dude at the other house yelling.
He's like, cut! Gotcha, bitch!
Right. So basically he feeling like the man right now. Now, as soon as that's over, Jen bursts his little bubble. So she's ready to jump right in, and lets him know that, after what happened the night before, basically she ain't happy. Okay. And wants to know how many visits, like basically you told me you want me to feel comfortable with your family, have them feel comfortable with me. How many visits do you think that's going to take? Look, I said, Rishi, don't answer this wrong, man. Don't answer this wrong. So he says that he wants to get them to a point where they're asking about her on their own. So she's like,
until they miss you. And they said, where's that little Caucasian girl at?
Right. She's like, oh, okay. So I have to be all up in their space all the time, every day. So they wonder where the hell I'm at. Basically, Jen is feeling some type of way because she feels like, I'm sitting up in this lady's face and I'm deceiving her. And we know Rishi don't give a damn because he did it to his mama. So he's like, it's okay, because she was okay with the conversation.
Rishi, we really can't call you Samit, huh? You don't care about deceiving your mama and bringing this girl up in her house? And
absolutely not. And then she asks, basically, what if they find a match for him while she's there? And he says, she's like, well, you gonna meet her?
And he's like, decline.
He's like, no, absolutely not, because it's my choice. And Jen is feeling like, okay, well, if that's the case, then why are we waiting? What's the wait for?
Make sense.
And what he should have said, what he really should have said is, because I don't want to rock the boat, but if it gets to that, then that's the approach that we'll take. But I mean, clearly he's not the best liar. Then she asks, what are the chances that they'll actually like her? And he basically says that he'll give them an ultimatum, whether they accept it, whether they accept her, or accept the fact that he just won't be getting married.
He said he gonna put on his big man drawers.
And he basically says that, he wants
I think Samit said that too in the beginning.
But he did actually fight with his family about it. He did actually go back and forth. He didn't win, but he went back and forth.
Oh, okay.
So basically, he lets her know that, he wants her to feel comfortable, like in the culture and, living with him and his family. And she's like, hold up, that's an issue. What you mean? I didn't come here expecting to live with your whole family, sir.
Nope, that was not the plan.
That was not the plan.
And he wants her to learn how to be, a standard Indian wife,
exactly,
like somebody else we know that we've seen go through this struggle and live in, what do they call it? Oh, a joint family. He wants her to learn how to live in a joint family.
I don't understand. I would just
I
think that
think the only time we've seen that in America is like sister wives.
I would just think that it would be easier to just find someone of your culture. But you know, whatever. So basically he tells her that he wants to take her over to his friend's house where, you know, he can learn, where she can learn from his friend's wife how to be a traditional Indian wife. And she's like taking a little back by this.
She's like, so what is this, wife training?
Basically. But she did agree. She did agree to go. So they head to the friend's family's house for what she calls wife training. And he says the Indian family has a lot of expectations for an Indian daughter-in-law. And an Indian girl already knows her duties and responsibilities because she's taught this from childhood.
Right.
And he knows Jen has an open mind. So, you know, he's open. He's hoping that she'll be open to this. Now, Sita, she is the wife of the friend.
Huh? The friend, I didn't get the wife's name, but I know the friend's name is Surrender.
Sita is the wife. And she's ready to jump right in and show her the ropes and all the things that are expected of an Indian wife. Now, she thinks it's going to be pretty hard for Jen to serve her husband and the elders because she knows in Jen's culture, they believe in equality.
And that's not how it is here.
That's not how it is in India. So all the ladies, they go into the kitchen and she actually asks, what was I about to call this man? Samit. She actually asked Rishi to come in and help translate. And he's like, yeah, I can't do that. I can't. I think she's starting to understand that there's really some differences but you really did have to come here and learn. And he lets her know that, you know, it's a bunch of women standing around. So, you know,
I'm not going to walk through you. That's
exactly. And she's like, she's cool with this. She's happy with this because she's like, oh, okay, they ain't got this in my culture, you know, and I'm a little aggravated with him right now as it is. So you stay your ass over there.
And I would be too. You got me out here mopping floors and doing dishes in somebody else's house.
You're so stupid.
I don't want to do them in my own damn house.
So they dress her with an odini. Odni.
Oh, I don't know about the garment. I know they put the bindi on her head.
Yes, and they put a bindi on her head. And jokes that the training is complete. Trust me, it was all jokes.
It was all jokes.
And he is loving that she's embracing the Indian culture. I think he actually found it kind of sexy. He was like,
he did. I think he did too.
Now, Sita shows her how to make tea. I think it was chai tea.
Yeah, it was chai, and she was crushing up stuff. And I was like, ain't no eggs.
I love me some chai tea.
Ain't no Lipton.
Well, Jen asked her if her husband ever wakes up in the morning and does this. She said, absolutely not. Never. No way. That's not what they do. And
she didn't expect him to.
And tells her in the Indian culture, men don't do this type of work. It's an ancestral practice that's been passed down from generation to generation, and they can't change it. You're also to cook and serve your husband before you eat. They also clean all day and manage the house, and asked if she could live this way. And I think Jen tried to take, you know, the easy way out by saying, you know, it's hard to determine if that will work because right now nothing's sure. I think she was trying to throw him under the bus. Rishi under
that definitely would have been something I said. Well, we ain't gonna worry about that right now because I'm still waiting. So we'll talk about that when we get there.
So basically, Jen is not feeling like they're on the same page because Rishi told her how much he loves her independence. So she's like, I don't understand why he thinks that this would work for me. And he must not.
We learned our girl got 2 degrees. She's like, what the hell I look like?
That's exactly what she said. She said that she respects all these women and their culture, but she didn't get 2 degrees, 2 master degrees to become a maid.
That's not it. That's not where it's at.
Look, and mic drop.
That part. Chris and Jamie are going furniture shopping. So let's start off there. Jamie says her and Chris have very different styles and tastes. This would be like me and Nels going like furniture shopping, I feel like. Like we would agree on some things, but our taste is like probably so totally different.
I think my taste is more like Jamie's.
No, yeah, it is modern. And I like, I don't even like colors. I
Well,
like,
yeah,
I like dark.
I'm not saying your taste was like Chris's, but
Yeah, but
um,
no, because you know me, I like darkness. Like I don't really like no lights in my house. I'm an ambiance person. So yeah,
mhm,
but I would have wrong show, but I would have more my house than Kristen did, but that's a different story. Anyway,
Kristen.
whatever. Nothing. Shell, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, she's like, Chris likes paint, colors, and lamps, and she isn't really feeling it. So Chris then springs on her that something else she's going through. And I said, Chris, come on. Come on. I was trying to give Nails a benefit of doubt that you got all these issues and Jamie, but you got a lot of shit with you. So she tells her that, you know, her mother contacted her. Apparently, she's been summoned to go to court to testify against the man who stole her very rare motorcycle. And based on the dates that she has to change the wedding date because she needs to be in court.
Mm-hmm.
So Jamie says she's not happy about this. She actually starts to get a little bit emotional. And, you know, she's sad because she's like, she just got there. She's leaving again. And Jamie feels like it's a repeat of her birthday about 8 months ago when Chris ghosted her. Now, she said, Chris does admit, I did ghost her ass. I did. She was overwhelming me with her neediness. I said, needy? Pot meat kettle?
Period. This is
Okay.
why you look. This is why you wasn't gonna get it from me, Trace.
Right, right.
This is why you wasn't gonna get it from me.
Okay. And I understood that. I knew this. So, you know, she basically just stopped talking to her. And Chris feels like, you know, she's just left her entire family to be there with Jamie. And Jamie should know that at this point that she's serious about their relationship and that's not really that shouldn't be a concern for her. And she's like, and you've broken my trust too. So, and Jamie's like, yeah, but I know, but that's because my action was to what you did. My reaction was to your action. That's what I meant to say.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what she said.
And what you're not about to do is tell me how the fuck I should feel just because of sacrifices you made.
That part. Now, Chris and Jamie, I will say, I don't know if I caught the first part of this. I might have missed it. I know they were supposed to be going somewhere. I don't know where they were going.
They were going to the flea market.
Okay, they were going to the flea market. They can't get there because Chris is in the back of the car in immense pain.
Well, they got there, but Chris couldn't even get out the car because of the pain she was in.
Now,
she ain't had no problem getting out the car when they got back to the house then.
Oh, you're terrible.
I'm just saying.
So laying down in the back of a car and thinking about walking around a flea market versus
I'm not saying no, listen, I'm not saying
my arse in the house.
No,
what I'm
saying is she could have just said, I don't think, you know, I can walk around, but to act like you can't even get out the car, you're doing the most.
Okay, this is Shade Squad. This is why I wanted to do this part. Now, I actually felt very deeply, and y'all know my little sense, but I don't feel for everybody, especially not this couple. But I deal with muscle back pain. I've already said this in one review, and I know what that feels like.
I think you would have knew not to leave the house at all.
Huh?
I think you would have knew not to leave the house at all.
I wouldn't have left the house at all. I wouldn't have been able to leave the house. I don't know how she shut up. I don't know
how she got in the car and how she wasn't able to get out until she got back.
Well, hold on. But I've also driven to the urgent care and couldn't turn my neck. Wasn't smart, but I've done it. So when you got to do what you know, you be trying to like, oh, I can make
but you were able to get out and get in.
Bye.
It was a question.
It was a lot of pain. So anyway, Jamie is like, she can't even go. I guess, I don't know why they didn't. If it was me, fuck a flea market, take me to a hospital, la hospital.
So what she said initially was, before they even left, she said that, I feel like she said that she feels like she's putting a lot on Jamie as far as all her ailments and stuff that she's going through. And she felt like she's pushing her away. So she wanted to get out and have a good day and have a fun day. So this is why I guess she pushed herself to go to the flea market. But when she got there, she decides that she's unable to move and can't maneuver her body to get out the vehicle.
Well, because she pushed herself. And when your muscles are telling you that you need to sit your ass down and relax, there's a reason why they call it muscle relaxer, and there's a reason why it knocks you out, because you need to relax. So yeah, you probably shouldn't be doing anything.
She shouldn't, but she didn't have a problem pushing herself out the car when they got back to the house.
Anyway, so Jamie has a doctor, in-house doctor, come to her. And Jamie is upset and afraid because she's not really sure what's wrong with her. So the doctor says that she's having a muscular lumbar pain. So he gives her an injection. I've been through this, just to ease the pain, get the inflammation down, just so you can have some relief. And then he prescribes her muscle relaxer. The doctor says she needs to have surgery or learn to live with the pain. And that's some real, either you get it fixed or you just learn to live with it. And Jamie is concerned that with her already having to go back for trial, she believes she may have to go back for surgery as well. And she doesn't know what that means for them.
Yeah, because she said she might have to stay in Alabama for like a year for the surgery.
Well, I guess we're going to see 90 Day. Is she going to be on the new season of 90 Day the real way? I wouldn't be surprised if they cross over. They need some new people on it anyway. She better start applying for that visa if they make it. But I'm starting to believe what Jamie said. She's scared she ain't coming back because of her neediness.
I don't see what difference it makes. Who wants somebody with all them damn problems? So Debbie finally touched down on Moroccan soil. And actually, she looked like, the way she's dressed, she looked like she's ready to be a Muslim wife.
She is.
I said, if Nicole don't take some notes,
lessons, do some research,
right? She is completely covered up.
With maturity.
She's completely covered up. She's fashionable. I was like, okay, all right, Debbie, she is embracing it. So Osama says that he's super excited to see his other half. Now, Debbie says that she's struggling. Huh?
She sure is. He's sitting up there.
It didn't quite look like that.
No.
There was a couple things missing.
Yeah, I said mine was cuter.
Oh, okay. All right. So basically, Debbie says, she's struggling with the negative little seeds that her son planted in her head. And she just wants Osama to, rub her back and tell her, baby, it'll be okay. Now, she even mentioned that she wanted him to take the lead on, them getting married, but she would like to do it within a month. Girl, are you in for a rude awakening? Okay. So, she gets out the airport and they are really just making me sick with all this like mushy gushy like talk, and the way she's looking like she's like all in a Disney movie and mesmerized. I love Debbie to death, but them together it's not doing it for me. I gag.
Danielle is upset. Johan has been at his parents' house since their argument, and she feels like she shouldn't be sleeping alone when she got a whole husband. I agree. She thinks he's behaving like this is a boyfriend-girlfriend situation, and she wants to let him know that she did not sign up for that. So he called her to let her know he's on his way over to talk, and she hopes that he can understand honesty in a relationship is most important, or basically they're not going to have a marriage, and that they also have to be able to communicate and resolve issues on their own versus him running back to his mama's house.
But did he run back or did she take off?
But he didn't chase her, and she looks like the type of
that's actually in my notes. That's the problem. He didn't. So who's acting immature?
She was playing love games, and he decided he wasn't going to play.
Which is immature.
Right. So he presents her with a single flower, literally.
Which is exotic. It was an exotic flower.
It looked like, what did they call it? The hibiscus?
Yeah, it looked like he picked it from somebody's yard.
Yeah.
But
and asked her how she slept last night.
So she said, boy, if you don't stop, I would have been like, without you.
Right.
Don't come in here with that bullshit. You got to get right to the nitty gritty. How did you sleep?
I'd be like, well, I was actually hung up because I went out on the beach and it's Dominican Republic. I would have made any thought I had the best time of my life the night before. Look, you want to play love games? I can play.
He didn't. She did. She would have still been at it.
Mm-hmm. So she tells him she only slept a little, and he asks her why, and she's like, really? So he says that he wants to fix things and explains this, and he knows he needs to explain himself more clearly, so he can basically she can put herself in his place. So he explains that he met a girl, he got her pregnant, and thought that she had a miscarriage.
Well, she told him that.
That's what she told him, and then he found out from someone else later on that she actually the baby. So he does let her know he's not comfortable talking about it, and it was painful for him. She thanks him for sharing with her and says it's important that, because they haven't been married long, that they learn to talk. She says he was defensive and mad that she even asked, and he apologizes to her, which I thought was big of him because actually, and maybe I just don't see it for Danielle, but I actually saw her as the aggressor. But okay. He knows he needs to work harder at communication and says even even with different cultures and languages, he knows he needs to be clearer. And Danielle knows Johan still has a lot of maturing to do. He tells her to come sit next to him and they kiss and make up. And that was pretty much it. And I mean, I guess he said I tried to do better, but Danielle, did you learn anything from that situation?
No, because she thinks he's the mature one, and she thinks she knows what it is to be a wife, and he doesn't know what it is to be a husband.
Let me tell you something. If y'all, and maybe y'all know some people in your lives. I know I got some. My age ain't got to do with maturity. Okay.
Absolutely not. It doesn't. It's been a week. And Gabe is going to see a plastic surgeon about getting his boobs removed.
Didn't he say he was hurting for money though? That's the first thing that.
First of all, don't be coming for money making Gabe. Okay.
No, I know Gabe makes.
He didn't say he was hurting.
On the last episode, hollering about how he couldn't fund his business, or
he didn't. First of all, he didn't say he couldn't fund his business. He didn't want to spend erroneous dollars, okay, for things that he already had.
She learned a new word, y'all.
That is not. I know that's not a new word. He did not want to spend unnecessary funds for things that he already had, and that was going to take forever to get there. He never said he was hurting for money.
Oh, okay.
He just said he was starting his business over.
I just want to know because I thought there was some.
But he over here paying bills and taking care of stuff. Okay, don't do that. Plus it's cheaper over there. So let's not. Okay.
I just think get your business started. Get it going first, and then you go worry about the surgeries. But
all he's doing is doing a consultation, though.
Okay. I'm not judging.
He's trying to see what his options are.
Okay. He's I'm not mad. He's putting it in the universe.
It take a lot of research. Okay.
Manifest that shit.
Especially after he went to a doctor in Florida and basically had to prove that he was a transgender. So he got a lot of research to do. He like, this may not even be the last doctor he go see before he get it done. He got,
okay, I give you that.
Yeah. So, but he says that, after he saw this doctor in Florida, like he literally had to prove that he was transgender. Like, and once he proved it, like with his scarring and stuff like that, the doctor then wanted to talk about doing the surgery. He was like, okay, like I'm already turned off by that. Like, the hell, I really had to sit up here. Like you here for me. And I literally had to prove to you that, you know what I'm saying? I had the surgery. So he sits down with the doctor and he's explaining what he wants to have done. And then he goes into his other surgery, the phalloplasty, which is his downstairs or his bottom surgery that he previously had, and how they cut the skin from his leg, but he didn't have enough nerves. So when he woke up, basically nothing happened. Like he had the same stuff that he had before. So they had to reschedule the surgery and then take the skin from his other leg. That had more nerves. And this poor baby, he says that he had 3 surgeries for his bottom and it was all complicated. The doctor even went into more. The doctor knew what questions to ask, apparently. Like, he's super knowledgeable because he's even asking him, like, if he had problems urinating and stuff like that. And I think he said he did for like 3 weeks. Like, it was super, super painful. Okay. Process was super painful, and you would never think because
he had to go back to the hospital. Something was going on with his urethra, so he had to go back to the hospital just so he could, normally.
Yeah. I just didn't even think that it was that much involved. So then they discuss having a prosthetic. And he says, that also comes with a lot of complications. And he feels like he's a good size, so he don't want to do anything else. He said, my jewels are good. Okay. Now, the doctor wants to know why he didn't do the top before getting the bottom done, because apparently that's what most people do. And Gabe says, his boobs weren't really big, so he didn't think like it was really necessary. And also mainly because of the scarring. So the doctor wants to take a look at his chest and see, what he got to work with. Now, in my opinion, Gabe's boobs really aren't big. Like, I thought that they looked like a chest.
I was like, they look like any other regular, and I get
thought it
what
looked like
Isabel was saying. She was like, I don't have a problem with it.
I thought they looked like a dude's chest. Now, I did notice when he did lean over, I guess that was his issue. When he leans over, you can see like extra tissue or whatever from like his nipple area or whatever. But I thought they was fine. So the doctor goes into, what needs to be done. But he does say that the procedure is cheaper there. Apparently, it's 13 million pesos, which translates to $3,000 US. Now, that will be way more expensive here.
Of course.
So after the appointment, they go sit down at a restaurant to discuss whether, this is something he's considering or not. Now, he doesn't even know if he wants to do it anymore. And Isabel understands why he wouldn't, because, why he wouldn't. After hearing all his horror stories of his past surgeries and what he had to go through.
But she said she's good with it. She
said she good with everything. That man is perfect in her eyes. Okay. So with the translator, he's trying to explain what the surgery would look like and how it works. Listen, a good thing he speaks a little bit of Spanish, because he knew that translator was messing his words all the way up.
Okay.
Now, regardless, she says that she doesn't want anything bigger because, like I said, she's satisfied. And he said initially, when he had the surgery, he didn't like it. He thought it was ugly. And she tells him, honey,
they all are ugly.
Penises
and I'm
ugly.
going to refute that.
I thought it was too funny. You said what?
I'm going to refute that claim. There's nothing like a pretty.
Okay. But they're few and far between. Maybe she never.
Yeah, they're few. They're few. But
maybe she never saw one in her lifetime. So,
right.
And she says, you don't just look at them and be like, oh, que linda, how beautiful.
Well, she has the right one.
And he says, his first time having sex, he thought his was gonna fall off.
I love how comfortable they are with each other.
Yes, and he does too. Now, she says that she's a little curious to know, because she says it feels good to her, but wants to know if it feels good to him. And he says he feels everything because all the nerves are connected. I
learned a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
I did too. So he let her know that when he does have a happy ending, it's basically the same fluid that comes out of her, because he used to be a female and they have the same fluids, and it just takes longer to come out because it comes out through his urethra. Now, in the confessional, he apologizes to his whole entire family for all the penises.
He's like, I am so sorry for all
I am so sorry, but my girl wanted to know. She wanted to know. And he says that he loves that he can talk to her about all of this. And, she still loves him and doesn't judge him and, doesn't make him feel like he's defective.
I love
oh my goodness. He's just hoping that her parents are accepting as she is.
I think that's going to be the only issue in their
because
relationship. It kind of reminds me of Kenny and Armando. And they went through a lot just trying to get through the family, but they were always happy for the most part. It was. I think
maybe they need to like go hang out like a lot before do like a Rishi plan. Go hang out so that they ask about you, and then when they really like you and really want to see you and be around you and want your energy, then you let them know.
Oh, that's when you let it slip.
It's called manipulation 101. We learned it from Rishi.
Oh, okay. Now, Nels' favorite couple, Nicole and Mahmoud.
I don't know why.
I'm sorry, Mahmoud. I heard her say that.
I thought you said my boo.
No, I said Mahmoud, but then I realized I'm not saying the mock because she says Mahmoud. So it's actually it's the H is like a K. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
did hear her say, yeah, she does say it
yeah,
like
she
that.
says Mahmoud. So Nicole is having trouble lighting the stove so she can make tea. She calls Mahmoud for help, and he's frustrated because he said he didn't show her how to do this 100 times now.
He
And
looks so
really, it was just
aggravated,
like a
like,
gas
damn, how you
stove.
don't know? He like,
But I'm
damn,
not gonna lie to you, I have trouble doing it myself, especially with like little lighters. Like you gotta give me the big lighter because I'm scared I'm gonna burn my hand off. So I wouldn't have been good either. I felt her pain. I need one of them long, long big lighters that I ain't gotta get my
if
hands.
that's the case, roll up some paper or something, light the paper.
No, then the paper might catch on fire and it touch your hand.
No, you roll it up and then real skinny at the end, so it takes long, like it takes long to burn.
But by the time it catch fire, it's up here on my
Yeah,
yeah.
if you take forever because your ass too damn slow to damn light the stove. How long it take to light the stove?
I'm electric over here. So now Nicole says Mahmoud's home
Electric.
does not feel like home yet. She's been discouraged to make friends, and when Mahmoud goes to work, she just sits at home and does nothing while his mom is there. And I was telling Nels, I was like, so did she sit in a room by herself all day? Because as Nels brought to my attention, there is a language barrier. So how is she communicating with the mom? Unless the sister-in-law comes down. I don't know, but
I mean, she could do like Rishi expects and help out around the house.
Nicole can't light the stove. So
I'm sure she mopped the floor. She can wash a dish.
that was for her. That was for her shower.
That's my point. You and somebody else's.
We ain't seen her. We ain't see her do nothing else outside that room. If whatchamacallit ain't with her.
That's my point.
So, so basically, you think she need to be doing something?
Yeah, make yourself useful. You in there, you ain't paying no bills, you ain't doing nothing. You using up the water, using up the gas, heating up the food. Do something, make yourself useful.
Jesus.
And you taking up all the damn time in the shower. Everybody can't even get in there because your ass is in there leaving the floor wet and shit. Yeah, go wash a dish. Mop a floor.
Whew.
Dust a curtain.
Tough crowd. Anyway, he tells her
that lady get on my damn nerves. Nicole get on my damn nerves. She do. And she's scared.
He tells her that he's going to pray and asks her, he does offer, would you like to join? And she's like, no, I need my tea first. So basically he's like, all right, well, I'm going to pray. If tea is
plus because they're supposed to do it at certain times.
Right. So well, I think they have to do it because the sun is going down. So yeah, you gotta.
Well, I mean, certain times throughout the day. So it may have been like that time. And I think that would have aggravated me too. Your tea is priority over the time. It's not like we just do it at any time. The time we have to pray. Lady, if you made a promise to me, and I understand that you didn't know what you promised, you should at least try to live up to that and find out what the hell our culture is about. Now you done came back here and you just want to live your American life in Egypt.
I wish I had a fan on this shade. Jesus.
Because at least Miss Debbie, at least look, listen, what's his face ain't had to say nothing to her about her clothes.
I don't think they would care because they're just gonna be in the house with some cats. So Nicole.
That was Nicole.
What happened? Stop. So Nicole was already having doubts about converting, to Islam. And knows that she needs to have a conversation with Mahmoud. It's important to her, but she knows she needs to wait for the right time. So Mahmoud mentioned something about going to his uncle's house that day. Apparently, they have had this idea to start a business making clothes, and his uncle has like a factory. So they want some advice. Basically, he thinks them making clothes will help the relationship since that's their biggest argument. She questions whether women shop for clothes that are stylish and modest, and basically says that it's difficult to do that there. She says with her fashion background, she had the idea of making clothes that she likes, but that are modest since she must be covered from her neck to her ankles. When she asks what she can wear to his uncles, he says, whatever you want. And
just make sure you're covered.
As long as you're covered. And Nicole is just shocked because she's like, he's never said that before. So, however, he suggests her covering her hair, and she lets him know that she's never doing that again. Now, he's like, yeah, you are, but I'll give you time.
You son of did.
Now, Nicole said that she wore It's hijab, Nicole. It's hijab.
What does she call it?
Hijab or hijab. She don't say it right. It's a hijab.
Just like she might be saying his name wrong.
Right. So I need to stop calling him Mahmoud.
I never heard him call his name Mahmoud.
So she says that, you know, it's just very hot. It's uncomfortable. That's not what she wants to do. And Mahmoud wouldn't allow her out of the house, even if one hair was sticking out. So for her, it's a hard no. He thinks, you know, you'll get over it. And you promised me this. Nicole reminds him there are promises that you also didn't keep and brings up that, you know, when she was in America, she would wear short sleeves, but that ended up being a problem. And he's like, no, you never. He's like, no, don't get new in front of these. Don't start in front of these cameras, bitch. You know, I ain't never thought that was cool. And she's like, no, you did. And he walks at this point, he's so upset because he's like, you're bullshitting me. And I don't know if you're doing this for the camera.
But my thing is, on top of that, even if that was the case, right? Even if there was a certain time where they're on FaceTime and I have on short sleeves, why would he feel the need to say anything to you if it's okay for you to do over there in your American culture?
Well, not even that. If you know he doesn't with it, I don't know if I would, just to be respectful while I'm talking to you, that don't mean I'm wearing that all day. But while I'm sitting here having this FaceTime call with you, you ain't got to see my arm.
I think the problem is she wants him to compromise, and he's compromising as much as he can.
Right. And he does go on to say that. He's like, look, I've bended on a lot of things.
I've changed my way of thinking.
Culture. He's like, the fact that she don't even pray as much as I want her to is an issue for me. But I'm looking past that because I love her and I understand that we have different cultures. So thank you, Nails, for breaking that down. So then basically they get into this huge argument. He leaves the house. She starts packing her. Are we surprised? Now, I will say he does tell her that he doesn't think that they basically will work or need to be together before he leaves the house. Yeah, basically that was pretty much Mahmoud and Nicole. He's tired of fighting with her. I don't even think they end up going to the uncle. Actually, no. We see next episode, they try to go to the uncle's house. And again, Nicole's non-listening ass. He tried to tell her, and now the uncle is sitting there in the living room making her feel uncomfortable next episode because her head is not covered and she's out of place and it's awkward. And he tried to tell her,
my thing is,
like he told her with the friends. So in this instance, I'm with Mahmoud on this one because I'm trying to keep you from getting ostracized and judged because you're not wanting to. And he's like, I'm gonna let you do you when it's just me and you, but you can't do that with everybody else.
That's why she's sitting in the house all damn day. My thing is, lady, anywhere you go, whether it's in Egypt or LA, you are going to stick out like a sore thumb. You are pasty. Your hair is platinum, and it looks wiggish. And the eyes. And the eyes. You are going to stick out. He is trying to make you look like you belong.
Right.
Somewhere. And you will not listen.
Mm-hmm. All right, Shade Squad. If you haven't already, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button.
You comment.
You subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
And y'all make sure you're following us on all of the platforms, the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, the IG. Make sure for all of those that do, and even if you don't, come by and visit us on Sunday at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our first live on our YouTube for Power. We're going to discuss the first season premiere and talk about all the drama and break it down. And I probably won't understand half of it because, the first episode.
But you can help us. You can help us understand.
You can help us understand.
As y'all usually do.
Y'all saw underlying that we didn't see and didn't catch. That's why we're having a conversation about it. So hopefully you will stop by and see us. But we want to thank you for all the support, Shade Squad. We see the numbers going every day. We appreciate y'all. And as one of our girls said in the comments, keep pressing. We appreciate it. We see it. And thank you and have a good night. Catch you next week.